So, when you think about what makes a computer fast, what comes to mind? Probably the CPU, right? Or the RAM, maybe the graphics card. They're the rock stars, the parts that get all the glory. But have you ever really stopped and thought about what actually holds them all together?
I mean, think about it. On their own, a CPU, a stick of RAM, a storage drive, they're just really expensive paperweights. They can't talk to each other, they can't get power, they literally can't do anything. So what's the secret sauce? What's the one thing that turns that pile of parts into a real, working machine? Well, that's exactly what we're going to get into. And that's where the motherboard comes in. Now, it's not the brain of the computer. That's the CPU's job. Think of it more like the central nervous system or the backbone. It's the grand central station that provides the physical connections, the electrical highways, and all the standardized rules that let every single part plug in and actually work together.
You know, the best way to wrap your head around this is with an analogy. Let's imagine your computer is this massive, bustling city. The CPU? That's City Hall, the brain of the operation making all the big decisions. The RAM is like the active, busy workspace downtown, and your storage drives are the city's huge libraries. So, what's the motherboard? It's all the infrastructure. It's the roads, the power grid, the communication lines. It's the very ground the city is built on.
All right, let's start with that foundation. In our city metaphor, you can think of it like the city's zoning laws. You know, the rules that say what kind of buildings can go where. In the exact same way, a motherboard sets the fundamental rules for your entire computer.
And this is a really, really big deal. You can't just grab any component off the shelf and expect it to work. The motherboard's design dictates everything. The specific type of CPU you can use, what generation of RAM will fit, all of it. Honestly, choosing a motherboard is the first and maybe the most important decision you make, because it basically dictates the future of your entire build.
In this slide right here, it breaks down those zoning laws perfectly. See, for the CPU, you've got to match the specific socket type on the board. For RAM, it has to be the right generation, like DDR4 or DDR5. And for your storage, the board has to have the right kind of hookups, whether that's the older SATA ports or those wicked fast M2 slots. It's a very precise lock and key system. Okay, so the motherboard sets the rules. Got it. But its next huge job is to be the city's superhighway system, forging all the physical and electrical links between the most important districts in our computer city.
Let's start right at the top with City Hall, the CPU. The processor doesn't just kind of sit on the board. It plugs into a super specialized connection called the CPU socket. This is, without a doubt, the most critical intersection in the whole city.
And believe me, this socket does way more than just hold the CPU in place. It's in charge of delivering incredibly clean, stable power. It provides thousands of tiny, microscopic data lanes for communication. It makes sure the CPU is seated just right for cooling, and it's even designed to stop you from putting it in the wrong way. It's a little piece of engineering genius. All right, now let's head over to the city's busy downtown workspace, the RAM. This is where all the immediate thinking happens, so it needs lightning-fast access to the CPU. And the motherboard makes that happen with dedicated RAM slots. And again, these aren't just dumb plastic slots. They're engineered to handle data at insane speeds without a single error. They create multi-lane data highways to boost performance, and here's the kicker. The motherboard itself is what sets the ultimate speed limit, the maximum frequency your RAM can even dream of hitting. And finally, every city needs its libraries and archives, right? That's your storage drives, where all the long-term data lives. The motherboard provides all the ports and pathways for the CPU to go and retrieve information from those libraries. And you guessed it, the motherboard is the one calling the shots on both the type and the number of these connections. It tells you how many regular SATA drives you can have, how many of those new M.2 solid-state drives you can install, and it manages how all the data lanes are split up so they all work at their best. So we've got our buildings. They're connected by roads. But what about the invisible stuff that keeps the city from falling apart? Let's talk about the motherboard's role as the city's power plant and its traffic control center.
This slide does a great job breaking down two super important but totally different jobs. On the left, you've got the chipset. Think of this as the city's traffic cops. It's a special set of chips that directs the flow of data between the CPU, your storage, your USB ports, the whole shebang. Then on the right, you have power delivery. This is the city's power grid. It takes that raw power from the wall and refines it, regulating and sending perfectly clean, stable voltage to every single component. Without this clean, stable power, your expensive hardware would just fry. Not good.
You know, a city can't just be an island. It needs to connect to the outside world, right? It needs ports and airports and highways. The motherboard provides every single one of these gateways, managing every connection into and out of your computer.
Literally everything you plug into your computer, your mouse, keyboard, monitor, your internet cable, it all connects to a port that's physically soldered onto the motherboard. Internally, it connects to your power button and all your fans. And maybe most important of all, it has these things called PCIe expansion slots. These let you add powerful new hardware, like a monster graphics card. It's like building brand new skyscrapers in your city.
And all of this really brings us to what I think is the motherboard's most important and maybe most overlooked role. You see, you can upgrade just about any part of your computer over time. But the motherboard? It sets the ultimate boundaries. It is the blueprint that defines your computer's entire potential for growth. I mean, just think about it. That top-of-the-line CPU is just a paperweight if it has no socket to get power from or send data through.
That super fast RAM? It's just a lonely stick of silicon if it has no high-speed channel to talk to the processor.
And that huge storage drive is just a box of untapped potential if it has no port to actually move its data.
And that right there is the fundamental truth. The CPU thinks, the RAM remembers, the storage saves. But as the source material sums it up so perfectly, it's the motherboard that provides the environment connecting them all. It turns a bunch of individual parts into a single, cohesive working system. So the next time you're thinking about a computer, or maybe even building one, don't just get fixated on the speed of the processor or the size of the hard drive. Just ask yourself this question. What's really more important? The single fastest part you can buy today, or the foundational board that determines everything your computer can become tomorrow?